All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Team Victory All-Star Sunday night party, because it ain't a team call. It's a party. No. You know me. I'm like the total opposite of a party girl. But I love the fact that this is like a party because, team call sounds just so boring. And just so, just like what everybody else does. So why not be different? Okay, today is, I'm looking up at my board. Today is, it's February 15th, because yesterday was Valentine's Day. And I am sitting upright right now because I was injured and I've been laying in bed. But I can manage through this phone call. My husband has the kids at the movies. He has taken over this weekend, so it's been kind of a blessing in disguise. And I've had the TV off, and I've been reading and catching up on branding stuff and all that fun stuff. And I had to sport my new sweatshirt, you guys, in your back office. It's not cheap, but let me tell you, these new sweatshirts coming out of Summit last year, actually coming out of leadership last year, are the most comfortable sweatshirts around. So I had to get one. And just so you know, it says the same thing in the back. It's pretty dang cool and pretty dang comfy. So it's worth the investment. I'm telling you, walking around, wearing a chair, can't beat that. Okay, so the agenda today is we have a very special guest. I told you guys that I wanted to continue to have awesome, amazing guests on these calls because you hear from me all the time. And even this week, last night in bed, I did a video that was like forever long. So if you guys are in the February group, make sure and watch that video because what I did was I took everybody's questions and concerns about where they're at in their business. Typically, what I used to do was these one-on-one phone calls with personally sponsored coaches mostly. And they were only 15-minute calls, and it was a very straightforward agenda, but we accomplished a whole lot in 15 minutes. So what I did was I asked whoever wanted it, the help, what is the one great thing that happened to you this week? What is the one thing that you struggle with? And what is the question that you have for me? That is what my one-on-one phone calls are. There's nothing different, and I would give you my opinion, my feedback. So I took every single person who chimed in on that one-on-one call post, and I answered everybody's questions. And a lot of them were typically the same, but I just spoke from the heart. So make sure and watch that video if you have. I don't know, it's like 40 minutes long or something, but it's worth your time because chances are if they're feeling the same struggles and questions, then you are. So that's what I have to say this week. But my special guest, Noelle, I was trying to think back the first time that, I don't remember the first time we connected with each other on Facebook, but it was obviously in the Team Victory page. And I think that it was a cup or something where I needed help with leading, and Noelle was like one of the only other voices that kept showing up consistently in the Team Victory page. So I was like, Noelle, help. And I remember this vividly. I remember being at Nationals for hockey. I remember sitting in the lobby on a phone call with her talking about this, and she was so helpful. And then she just like took off and built her team. And then I was blessed to have traveled to Chicago, where she used to live, with my broken ass leg in my boot, and had a great old time meeting her local team up there. I know some of you guys are on this call. And then, at Summit, seeing her, she is the most genuine leader, person, friend. I just love her to death. And I really, honestly, I wish she was my neighbor, because then we probably never get work done because we would just hang out and have fun. So I felt like I wanted Noelle to speak, and we were like, well, what do we talk about? And I thought, you know what? Exactly what you did to build your business. You stepped up to be a leader, even when you probably didn't feel like you were a leader. because I asked you to help, and then that was it. It was like you took off. So Noelle has got some really great tips for you guys on how to be a leader if you want to be a leader and you don't know how to. And you know what? Actually, you have no excuses not to be a leader. So listen to Noelle. She's got some really great tips. I'm going to hand it over to her. I'm going to mute myself, and I'm going to spotlight you. Okay, you are unmuted, and you are now spotlighted. And Noelle, give us your current rank, and I know that you built Chad's account and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
So give us your
First, the lighting looks really, I'm like really bright or something. The light's really bright.
All right. You look.
No, it's probably the lighting in here in the office. First of all, I want to thank you, Anna, for having me on the call. I was super excited, and like Anna said, we've known each other for several years, and Anna's been there for me as not a friend, but a mentor. We're not on the same leg, you know, we're on Team Victory, but she has just helped me tremendously in this business. So I just thank you so much, Anna, for having me on the call tonight. I am a diamond coach, one-star qualifying right now, and I've been a coach for about 4 years, but just doing the business probably actively for 3 years. I got started, actually my husband Chad is a one-star diamond coach too, and I was kind of chatting with Anna this week. We're a 4-star diamond team. The way our diamonds fall on our legs right now, Chad has all his diamonds on his left leg, and I have my diamond on my left leg. So together we're collectively a 4-star diamond team, and we called ourselves Team Superstars. I think we branded ourselves a couple years ago. But anyway, that's just a little bit about where I'm at in the business. I wanted to, you know, Anna asked me, do you want to talk on the call this week? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'd love to, but what do you want me to talk about? You know, I'm sometimes like, well, what do I have to offer? You know, because Anna's a 5-star diamond coach. She's been in the business a long time. And, you know, I'm just like, well, what can I talk about? And then Anna said leadership. And I was like, well, yeah, of course. That's, you know, I'd love to talk about that. And so when I was sitting down earlier and talking and thinking about, you know, how to be a leader in this business and thinking back about how I became a leader, some things came to my mind that I wanted to share with you guys. Because it doesn't matter if you're a new coach that signed up this very week. Maybe you signed up yesterday as a coach, and this is your very first team call, or maybe you've been a coach like me for almost 4 years. You can be a leader. It doesn't matter how long you've been a coach. You can be a leader. It doesn't matter what rank you are. You know, you can be a leader, coach, emerald, ruby, diamond, 15-star diamond, and anywhere in between. It doesn't matter what rank you are to be a leader. Leadership is not determined by the number of Success Club points you get every month. That has nothing to do with whether you're a leader or not. Leadership is not determined by how much money you've made in this business either. You know, this is a great business and we have a potential to make a lot of money, but it has nothing to do with your leadership ability. And so when I was thinking back about, you know, how I've kind of developed my team and how I've become a leader, because I've never really seen myself as a leader. But when you think about it, when you sign up to be a coach, you're signing up to be a leader. You're signing up to lead people to live healthy and fulfilling lives. You're signing up to lead others and to show others how they can be healthy and fit. So just by becoming a coach, you're signing up to be a leader for all those customers and your family and friends that you're potentially going to help someday. So, you know, looking back, I'm thinking some of us may not think we're leaders, but you are a leader because you're leading other people in the health and fitness industry. And so that's just one thing I want you guys all to think about, is that just by being on this call tonight, you are a leader. You're in this to help other people. And some tips that I have for you for being a leader from day one. If you're a new coach, be present and be engaged. I think one of the things I did is I was a little nervous when I, was a new coach, and I actually didn't do much with the business for about 9 months, and I just kind of started peeking in on the Team Victory page and started to get to know people a little bit. But when I made that decision that I was going to do this business, I became engaged. I got on the Monday night Team Victory calls. I was on the National Wake Up Call. I commented and posted in the team page. And so I was just present and in the team page. And another couple things that I did too off the get-go was I attended all the events. It was scary for me. My first event that I went to was with one other person in his home. It was just me and this guy and his wife. But he said, I'm going to do this business. And so I told Mike Ryan, I was going to go to a Super Saturday, and went to this guy's house, and I did it. And 1 year later after attending that, I helped host a Super Saturday in Chicago with, I think we had 400 or 500 coaches there that Saturday in Chicago. So, and I don't think I was a diamond coach then. I think I was still an emerald coach when I helped host an event in Chicago. And the reason I got to host that is because on the Chicago Team Beachbody page, they needed help. They said, we need somebody to help host this event in Chicago. They had, at the time, we had Lindsay Matway was in Chicago. Melanie Boland is up in Chicago. She's a founding coach. Christina Sullins, who I think at that time she was 8 or 9 star diamond. She may be 15 star now. But I know she just recently hit the Millionaires Club. Lindsay Weiss, who was an elite coach, is up in Chicago. So we had all these great top coaches, but they wanted somebody to help, somebody new. And so I just offered to do it. And I got up on stage in front of all these people and shared our story, how Chad and I met, or how Chad met Mike Ryan out in Bakersfield. So, I'm not saying you have to get up and you have to, host a Super Saturday, but maybe a volunteer at a Super Saturday. Be the person at the registration that checks people in. So these little things that I did over the course of probably my first year as a coach helped me grow my business. Helped me in my leadership ability, helped me connect with people, and in return, it's grown my business. And so that's just kind of things I did from day one, and I still try to continue to do. We moved down here from Chicago about 1.5 years ago. I'm still kind of getting my feet wet in the Texas market, but I've offered to help volunteer with Jimmy Nelson and his wife Kelly, and Robert and Melissa Hutchins, and I'm starting to get to know these people, these folks down here, and so I'll probably be hopefully helping out at one of those events soon. So that's just things that you can do from day one. It's just be present, be engaged in the groups, comment and post in your team page, whether it's Team All-Stars, Team Victory, Team Superstars, whatever team you are on. Be present in that group. Be on your team calls. Just these Sunday night calls, the Monday night calls with Mike Ryan, that is showing leadership by being on those calls. It's showing leadership for your downline coaches. Even if you're a new coach and you just have one coach underneath you, it's showing your leadership to the coaches that you're signing underneath and showing them that this is important to be on these calls. And like I said, to attend and volunteer at events. One other thing I want to talk about being a leader is I think it's really important to be a leader on social media. And social media can be kind of scary. I'll be honest with you, I really don't like social media that much. I think it was it Doug Fitzgerald you had on the call about a month ago, Anna, and he talked about how he didn't like social media or Facebook. I was so connected with that. I'm like, but this business is so much social media. So you have to get over it. You have to get over yourself, and you need to be a leader on social media just by posting daily, your daily motivational posts and your inspirational posts and fitness posts, and even your failures. Post your failures because you're leading others. They're able to connect with you. So that was something about social media. One thing I try to do too on social media, and I'm not perfect at this all the time, but I really try to make a conscious effort of commenting and liking on my team's posts, not just in the page, but on their personal pages. I try to every day, but I would say every couple days. And as our team grows, it's a little bit harder. But there'll be some days I'll just go to one of my teammates' page and I'll just like their things because I haven't been there in a couple days. I want to support them. I want to create excitement on their posts that they're posting. And so I try to help them out by being present and being engaged on their Facebook pages and showing them that I love them and I support them and encourage them by doing that. And also present yourself as a leader on Facebook. Chad and I used to always say, fake it till you make it. I when I was in Chicago and I hosted that event, I posted that on Facebook. I posted that picture of me on stage in Chicago. I was an Emerald coach in Team Beachbody. You know, I'm trying to think. I don't think Jeff Hill was there at the time, but somebody else was there. It wasn't Arnold either. But, you know, they don't know who I am. I was not in the grand scheme of Team Beachbody. I was not a leader. I wasn't a 15-star. I wasn't a lead coach. But on Facebook, on my Facebook page, my family, my friends, they saw me on stage talking and sharing my story. And that, to them, you know, I'm showing them my leadership ability. And so, you know, present yourself on Facebook as a leader, because you are a leader. You're a leader from the time you sign up to be a coach. Don't forget that. You know, just like I said, post yourself at events with other top leaders. You know, Anna and I, we've been to several events together, and we'll post pictures and tag each other, and you know, check in on Facebook. And even I ran a pretty successful fit club in Chicago. I think, you know, we had maybe 20, 24 people on Monday nights. And so I, you know, would take pictures and post that on Facebook. And we've got a great crew down here in Texas right now. Got Sean Chambers and Tracy Hart. They have a fit club, and, you know, Sean posts that every week on Facebook. And I remember seeing his first few posts. I think they only had like 1 or 2 people there. But I think this past couple weeks, and I could be wrong, but I think there was like over 10 people, maybe 20, I can't remember what the number was, but they continually posted their fit club on Facebook, and it continually has it's growing, you know, and their Facebook friends and the people that follow them on Facebook are seeing them as a leader in health and fitness, and they're starting to attend their fit club now. So it's really, really important. One other thing I want to talk about is being a leader on your team page. I think Anna, you know, touched briefly about how when it was the team cut, when we first kind of connected, and she kind of kept seeing my name pop up in the news feed, it was because I was commenting and liking and being present in the team page. You know, if you're not present in your team page, nobody's going to know what you're doing, or if you want to be present, or if you want to do this business. But, you know, if you're being present and you're commenting and you're asking questions, then when somebody does need help, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, Sarah so-and-so, or Noelle, or, you know, that person keeps popping up, and they're going to be in your mind. So be present in your team page. Let's see. Sorry, I'm not used to talking this much, Anna. My mouth is getting dry. I think I need a glass of wine. I need a sip of wine here.
I love it.
I told you I was a smart girl.
I love it. See, we would get along very well if we were next door neighbors. This is you stepping out of your comfort zone. 30 people at my house before this team call. I'm like, everybody get out. I got to do a team call. So anyway. Awesome. But one thing too is volunteer to help out on the team page. So probably, I'm guessing, the reason most of you know me is because I post the recordings from the Monday night team call. So Team Victory has a call on Monday nights, and it is my responsibility to get that recording up the next day or so when I can get to it, and post it on the Team Victory archive in the file section. That's probably where you guys have, I'm guessing, have seen my name pop up the most. But Mike reached out to me, or no, I think Anna did. I think Anna at one time was working with Mike and reached out to me and said, hey, would you be willing to do this? Yeah, because I was doing it.
Yeah, okay. You're like trying to pass it on to somebody else.
Exactly.
So I was like, sure, I'll do it. You know, and you guys also know that Ross posts the reminder of the call. So let Anna know, let me know, let Mike know, let whoever you know, if you want to help out, let them know. When I was going over these notes this week, I was thinking, we need to do that on my team page too. You know, like sometimes I can't get to the rank or the recognition every Thursday, you know, that has all the PP, and Anna, you're really good about that on your team page. Sometimes I don't get to that. I'm thinking, you know, I need to see somebody on my page that might want to do that for us. So I always say we're stronger together. And so, you know, the more we work together, the stronger team that we're going to have. And so I just encourage you guys to say yes. I mean, I could have easily said no to Anna. I could have been like, oh, I don't know if I want to post the recording, and I'm not sure, and I don't really even know how to do it. but I said yes. And I figured it out, and Anna showed me, and you know, you just need to step out and get out of your comfort zone sometimes. So definitely, you know, take ownership and responsibility for certain areas in your team, within your team. And I talked about this too briefly. Ask other coaches if they need help with one of their groups. And there was a time when I helped you with some groups too. I think, you know, we talked about me just helping with groups and the team cups, and at one point we were doing some trainings, and I did some posts for a week, and like,
Yeah,
you know,
we did when we were doing team challenge groups, we worked together, and then training, we worked. Yeah, I mean, it's just because you showed up, it was easy for me to ask for help, and then we both gained from that experience. But yeah, I think you nailed it. And I mean, I say this all the time, but you experienced that. Like, you just started liking things, and then you show up. It's really hard for someone to keep track of people and know what's going on when you don't see them. And so it was very easy for me to go, oh my gosh, I need help. Hey, you know, do you mind doing this? And that whole fake it till you make it, because that's exactly what I did. Like, I'm no different than you. I built my business the exact same way, only I started a little bit earlier. But that's how I built my business on Mike's page. Like, I started showing up, and he started asking me for help. And then I grew my leadership that way. So you're another example of exactly what I did. And so that's why when people show up every day in my team page, I probably have more of a connection with them on the side, because they're there, they're showing up to the party, and it's easier to have that conversation. So rather than feel like you don't have anything to give, if you just show up and you're liking posts and you're commenting on things, I'm not saying spending all day in there, right? You don't spend all day in there. You're crazy busy, but that's part of your business. That's part of your job. And the best part about it is that you're able to connect, and you're able to build your business, and you're able to help others build their business because they chose to step up and just like say, I'm here, you know. And I love the fact that you brought up that I remember that when you volunteered to help that Chicago Super Saturday, and you were so nervous about it, but you killed it. And what we saw from the outside, those of us that weren't there, was like, you were a total leader. You were up there on stage, and the balloons, and I totally remember that. And I remember looking at it saying how much of a leader that you look like, even though you probably inside were like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. But even for me, who knows you, could tell how much of a leader you are just by you volunteering for things. And I love the fact that you said that you just stepped out now in Texas, and you are making your name known and your face known. That's all I've done. All of these new friends I've had in the last year is just me showing up in my now environment, the wall, you know, and like connecting with people. So I'm using the wall as the new Team Victory page. Like, I'm showing up in there and connecting and helping others, and they're helping me. And I'm not a 10-star. I'm not a 15-star. I'm this little, you know, I'm the one that didn't hit elite, all of this, but yet I still am brave enough to step out and just say, hey, here's my experience. Hey, I'm here, you know, or cheer people on that are struggling, or it's just the same thing, only on in a different group. So I love that you said it, and it's not me saying it, because that's exactly what you've done. You faked it till you made it. Same here.
I'm still faking it. I'm still
up. Same here. And look at you. And now you have diamonds that are doing the same thing, you know? And it's not complicated, right?
No, it's not. I mean, anybody can do this. Anybody can be a leader. Like I said, and I keep going back to this, you're a leader by being on this call.
Right.
So don't sit here and say, I'm not a leader, or someday when I'm diamond, I'll be a leader, because I guess in the Team Beachbody world, once you're diamond, you're kind of like considered leadership.
Yeah.
Is that kind of right, Anna?
Well, on the surface,
yeah.
But it's not, because if you hear any coach talk, say the same thing. The day that you sign up as a coach, you're a leader. Yeah. But on the surface, we we assume that that's what, oh, I'm not a leader until I hit diamond.
Yeah.
We assume that, but it's not the case at all.
It's the time you sign up. The time you sign up because you made that conscious decision that you're going to lead people to live a healthy and fulfilling life. So you're already leading others. Just now lead your team. And so, you know.
I love what you said too in your notes to me is that exactly that. But like even for those coaches that feel like they signed up to lead people to live healthy and fulfilling lives, to them, by you saying that, they may think, well, I haven't connected with anybody. But they didn't think about their family. You wrote this in too. Your family, your friends, those are the people that you typically sign up first to inspire. Those are usually the people that are last. But you chose to lead them down a path of health and fitness. So same thing applies. Even though you haven't maybe connected with them or connected with others outside of, you know, on Instagram or whatever, the intention of you becoming a coach and that you're on this call is that you signed up to lead somebody into health and fitness, yourself and your family, your friends, you know, and then it just builds from there. But you're right. You don't have to have a team to be a leader.
No, not at all.
I appreciate you sharing that because I think that we just assume that that's what it means. Yeah. I think that we don't have a very clear definition of what leadership means. And so I think you just explained it.
No, that's great. Thank you. So I just have just like a few more other things that I wanted to cover real quick because I don't know. I usually try to keep our calls under 30 minutes.
That's fine.
But anyway, as far as about, you know, being a leader on the team page, you know, we talked about just taking ownership and responsibility for certain areas in the page, like how I do the Monday night calls, you know, asking other coaches if they need help, or if a coach asks you for help, say yes. I mean, just say yes. You know, don't be scared, like, you know, maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Just say yes, and they'll help you figure it out. Saying yes to somebody asking you to help them opens so many doors, and you'll just be amazed at that. We talked a little bit about how when Anna asked me and I had no idea and I just said yes, and here I am, you know, 4 years later. Another thing is share your ideas and tips and stuff with your team. You know, it doesn't matter if you're a coach. Maybe you figured something out about a challenge group, or you have, you know, just this great idea. Share it on the team page. You know, don't be afraid not to share things and to help others on the team page, because we all have strengths in so many different areas. You know, I have strengths in some areas, and some areas I'm terrible at. And so, you know, our coach and our team, our coaches on our team, they share their strengths and they share their tips and their ideas on our team page. So don't be afraid to share your ideas and what's working for you with your team members, no matter if you've been a coach for a week or you've been a coach for 10 years or 8 years, however. You know, don't be present. Don't alienate yourself by not sharing things. You know, share away. Speak up on the team calls. Don't be afraid. You know, we have a Zoom call too on Sunday nights, just like this, and we open it up for questions, and, you know, speak up, ask questions. Offer to speak on team calls. You know, and I know you guys do this, and we do this too. Mike does this on the team victory calls as well. We'll take turns, and we'll have different coaches on the team, you know, lead the call. You know, maybe, you know, I've asked Rob and Laura to lead before. We've had Jessica and Eddie lead. Jamie's led before, just sharing what's working with them. And so, and if you want to speak on the team call, don't be afraid to ask. Ask Anna, ask me, ask Mike, say, I would love to speak on the team call, you know.
Totally. I totally agree with that. We're not mind readers.
Don't wait to be asked.
Yeah, I agree with that completely.
You know, definitely. Because, you know, it is scary. It doesn't come easy for me. It's not natural for me. I've got dry mouth right now from talking, seeing all you guys, but it gets easier the more you do it. So step up and do that. start your own team call. You know, if you're a coach that has maybe a handful of coaches underneath you, start a little team call. Don't go away from your larger team call. Don't break away from that, but maybe start a little every couple of weeks or once a month. Maybe you just have 2 or 3 coaches, or start a message thread on Facebook where you just have, you and 2 or 3 of your coaches in a message thread where you guys can connect. I don't know how you feel about this, Anna. I'm not so much about saying start another Facebook group page, because I think there's so many pages anyway. I'm thinking a message thread with you and 2.
I completely agree with you on that. In fact, I didn't create this Team Victory All-Stars until I was a 5-star. So I use the Team Victory page as my hub for building my team and sending people to that page. But yes, the private message, the chat is a perfect way to do that, rather than have a whole stuff, because you do pull away from those, you always learn from those that have done it before you. But when you're dealing with people that are strapped for time, when you're pulling, they feel that they need to be in your team page because you're their leader, they're being pulled from being surrounded by, success. And it also is stressful on you as a new leader to have to feel like you're, you're faking it till you make it. But then when you have this whole new team page, you really feel like you have to show up and be something that you maybe are not ready. I mean, again, 5 years it took me to put my own team page really together and make it run. And that being said, it took me all of last year to really make the team run. So if you want to do that, then go ahead. But I'm telling you, it will waste your time. So yes, the group chat, I mean, it's not going to waste your time, but your time could be spent so much different just by putting that group chat together. I totally agree with you 100%.
Yeah. And we do. We have a couple coaches on our team that are Emerald coaches, and they just have group chats with their 2 or 3 downline coaches.
Yep.
But they're still engaged in our team page, and they're engaged in the Team Victory page.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. And another thing too, this is probably the last thing I have on my list. And I struggled with this. And I know Anna has struggled with this because we've talked about it. Don't compare yourself to others. Don't sit here and think, if I sit here and think, oh, I'm a diamond coach, or I'm just a 1-star diamond coach, and there's other coaches that have started after me on Team Victory and in the Chicago market or Texas market, and they passed me up. They started after I started and they're 5-star or 10-star already, or they have way more successful points than I have. And if I let all that in my head, and I would be a mess.
You'd be drinking every night.
What?
I said you'd be drinking every night.
I would. I'd be having one of these every night. So, you're a leader from the time you signed up. I keep going back to that. And don't compare yourself to other leaders. We all have different circumstances. Anna and I have different situations. We come from different family backgrounds. We have different family dynamics. We have different time constraints. There's other coaches on my team, Jamie and Laura and, Chris Reese. He's an attorney. He works probably 12, 14 hours a day and has 4 kids. I mean, we all have different situations, and we can't compare ourselves and let us think that has anything to do with our leadership ability, because we're not this or we're not that, or we haven't achieved this rank or this mark yet. It has nothing to do with it. So this is one thing that's really important to me is, not comparing yourself to other coaches.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I actually stopped, and I think I've mentioned this on a few of my past team calls, is I actually stopped following them. I know who I like to see what they have going on. So when I need some inspiration, I will type their little names in. But I actually stopped following them completely because it is a huge distraction to what you have going on in your life at that time. I am a huge proponent of just do not compare yourself. Compare yourself in the fact that you can be inspired by, ooh, that would be something that I could do in my life, not, I can't believe she's already a 10-star and she started 3 years after I did. I mean, that happens all the time to me. And I have gotten sucked into it. And my solution to that was unfollow them. I know who I want to look up, when I will look it up, when that is my window of time to look it up, you know? So and like you said, everybody's story is completely different. You have no idea what they're making, you know, you assume that, you know, a 5-star diamond is making $1 bazillion. One could be making this and another could be making not even, you know, you don't have any idea of what their story is like. You know, they could have a crumbling business and another one could have an enormous organization, and they're two completely different businesses, but on the surface they look like something else. And by you spending that time comparing yourself, it is wasted time. So, yeah, totally agree with you. I always agree with you.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, like you said, look at them for thinking, you know, in a positive way, like, oh, if they can do it, I can do it. You know, but don't let that be a negative thinking that, oh, I must not be a good leader because I haven't done that yet or I haven't achieved that yet. If I did that, I wouldn't be here tonight. Yeah. You know, I probably wouldn't be a coach if I did that.
Yeah. I know a lot of people that have, and I know that that has been their demise in coaching because they feel like, in fact, I think I brought this up in my video last night, was they feel like they're not as successful as they should be. Well, what does that mean? You know, I mean, as you should be, you set goals. There are many goals that you don't hit, but there are also goals that you hit that you don't realize that you hit. So being not as successful as you should be, it's just such a loaded question for anybody. You ask any coach, successful or not, they will tell you the same thing. I'm not as successful as I would hope to be. You know, I will tell you that for me. But I think that's our knee-jerk reaction but when we get sucked into that, we really believe that we are just not successful, then we stop.
Yeah. And that just, when you said that, I don't have this in my notes, but it popped in my head and I want to share this real quick and then, you know, we'll end. But, you know, I think back when we first started this, when Chad first started this, and he came to me and he said, if we can just make like $100 a month extra, that would be awesome. You know? So for me to sit here 4 years later and to think to myself, even if I were to quit today, even if I were to say, you know what, I don't want to coach anymore, which that's not going to happen. I've been successful at this business, even if I were to stop today, because we reached that goal that we set out to make $100 a month. We reached that, you know, maybe in the first couple months of the business, you know, and another thing that pops into mind too is, you know, I see Jamie Higgins is on the call, and she just recently became a diamond coach on our team, and she just had been a coach for a little bit over a year. As the end of December was her 1-year anniversary, and I know she was kind of struggling because she was trying so hard to get to diamond, and then she had coaches fall off, and she was like going to be diamond, and she woke up one morning and somebody had fallen off. She wasn't diamond that Thursday morning, but she looked at her goals from when she first started, and she had reached every goal, like financially for her family, you know. And so you just have to put it into perspective. You know, write down your goals, and, you know, kind of getting off on the leadership thing, but write down your goals and, you know, realize.
Evaluate them. Go back and look at
them, you know. And anyway, so I just wanted to share that with you guys. If any of you are feeling that way, you know, go back and look at your goals were when you first started this business. And just wrap it up with, you know, being a leader helped me grow my business. It definitely, me stepping up on the Team Victory page, me helping Anna in her groups, me doing events when Lindsay Matway was in the audience, you know, when I did this event in Chicago, you know, but I did it anyway. I mean, I was terrified, you know, here she is in the audience, you know, one of the top coaches in the network. but I stepped up there on that stage and did it. All those things that I've done that has helped me grow as a leader has helped my business. My business has grown because I've done those things. So why wouldn't you want to be a leader? You know, why wouldn't you? You know, so that's how I want to end you guys, is thinking about that, is why wouldn't you want to do those things that we just kind of discussed over the past 30 minutes? Because they're going to help you, and in return, that's going to help other people. Because the stronger of a leader you are, the more people you can help. Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it. I love it. I knew that you would have the goods, my dear, because you always do. You always, it's like that. What do I say? And then you just come out with it. You say what people need to hear. And there are so many people out there that have something to say that are too afraid to say it because they have assumed that they will be judged and that I won't give the right message, or that I won't. I mean, I even, not to put you on the spot, but you said, I have an outline, I'm going to send it to you, we can go over. I was like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. Just speak from the heart, because I know that what you are going to say is what people need. Like, I don't have to look at the outline because I know that you're taking it seriously and that you're thinking about it. And I think every single person and every single coach out there has that in them, because they wouldn't have signed up to begin with. They feel that they have something that they can give to somebody. So if you feel that way, then don't be afraid to say it, because you'll be surprised at the reaction that you get. I mean, I know you knocked it out of the park, because that's what people need to hear. I mean, another short little example, and then we'll close it. And I haven't used this before in my challenge groups, but I did. And I don't think everybody did it, but it was, you know, share a picture, a sweaty picture of whatever picture of yourself on your profile page, and just share a little thing about your goals in fitness. You know, it doesn't need to be this like big long thing, and you know, people were terrified. And one of my longtime challengers who, you know, kept coming up with, well, you know, I'm not comfortable on Facebook. She did it. And the reaction that she got under that page was so heartfelt for her to experience, that she was like, wow, I'm so happy that I did it. She's not a coach. She's just a longtime customer. She probably will never be a coach. But to get to experience that, she was forced to just say something. So don't be afraid to say something, because the reaction that you get is exactly what people need to hear. Because you know, you have it in your gut that you want to say it. You want to say it. You're just too afraid of getting, you know, blowback, which never happens. I mean, it never happens. The only time that people get bad reactions is when you're surrounded by the wrong people, or, you know, it's typically like coaches that have, you know, 5,000 followers, and people just are out there to be mean, you know, but your network, your friends, they don't tear you down. And if you did, you delete it. And then the 15 other comments are the ones that you listen to. So yeah, just go with your heart. That's what I would say. No, you're right. You're so right. And I saw something pop up in the little chat button real quick. You know, some people were talking about being shy, and this is out of my comfort zone. And I know, Anna, you were an introvert too. Totally. Don't feel like you have to go do everything that I just said all at one time. Just take baby steps. Yeah. You know, do one little, like even just posting the team call recording. Yeah. Like that doesn't take a lot for me to do. I don't have to like talk to anybody, you know, just take little baby steps toward some of those bigger things. So start somewhere. Instead of not starting at all, find something little you can do within your team page. And if you can't think of anything, ask Anna, ask me. Yeah, absolutely. Just ask. You can, you know, ask your leader, ask one of your leaders on the page, and we can think of something little, even, you know, posting the recognition. Oh, trust me, I can think of many things to delegate. If somebody asks me, I want to do something to help, I will come up with something. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go seek out someone to do that unless they show up and they're, you know,
and it comes to mind. But if somebody asks me to do something, I mean, I take it like my day job. I used to do that all the time. If somebody asked me, oh, here, go do this. Here, go do this. Project management. That's like, for me, that's easy to do. But so it's very easy to delegate. I just need to have people to delegate. And the people that I'm going to delegate to are the people that are going to be really shy about it and go, okay, I'm ready to do it, but I'm shy. And then what happens? You build a team and you become, wow, I can't believe I did that. Oh my gosh, I had the team. Oh my gosh. Now you're starting to strive for more goals that that were never in the picture in the first place.
Yeah.
So okay.
That's awesome.
Well, thank you, Noelle. I appreciate your time Sunday night. I know your day was crazy, no internet. And I'm glad that my internet stayed up for this one.
I didn't have internet, and I wish I lived next door to you too, Anna. When you said that, I'm like,
I know. And it's been 80 degrees outside, so.
It was warm here today too, but I definitely I owe you a trip to California. I need to come.
Yeah, you do. All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for hopping on the call today. And this recording will be up tonight. I'll upload it. See, that's what's easy. For me, it's really easy to upload. It goes on a YouTube playlist. So I don't have to post it. People, you know where to find it. So I appreciate Noelle hopping on. And if you guys have any questions for Noelle, she is in the Team Victory All-Star page, as well as a lot of her team. Feel free to ask questions in there, and I'm sure that she will be kind enough to answer them, because that's how she is. So thank you guys. Have a great Sunday night.
Hey, are we doing a photo?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Come on.
My crazy back injury is.
We got the photo.
Oh my gosh, Noelle, thank you. All right, everybody on your video cameras now. Ready? Hold on. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we got it. Thank you, Noelle.
Bye.
Bye, guys.